In the darkness lies your fears. I gotta say, these quotes during loading screens are lame.
Can I just complain about these loading doors too? No. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. They are way too long. You've seen it once, you'll never want to see it again. Blasphemy. Somebody deal with this fool. Maybe my Gen Z attention span is just showing. My ADHD. Each loading door screen is about 8 seconds, which doesn't sound long at all. But when all you're staring at is a door in a black void, you feel those 8 seconds.
Another ammo disc. I wonder what that's for. Clark. Gale.
You had it right the first time, you Barney. Nothing is supposed to happen, it just spells out cell.
Researcher's letter. June 8th, 1998. My dearest Ada. By the time you read this letter, I will no longer be the person you once knew. The results of my test came out today, and I suspected positive. I feel like I'm teetering on the edge of reason just thinking about my impending doom. I would give anything not to have become one of them. As far as I know, you are not infected. I sincerely hope things do not reach such a desperate pass. But if it has turned out that you are now the last person remaining alive, I want you to get the material from the visual data room. Then activate the self-destruct system in the power room and escape from here. Please do everything in your power to make this whole accident public. If everything is still running normally, you should be able to release all the locks using the system's security. I have set up the terminal in the small security room so you can log in the system using my name and your name as the password. You will need another password to release the lock of the door in the basement, level 2, where the visual data room is located. As a safety measure, I have coded that password into an X-ray picture, a Roentgenogram. I know you, and I'm sure you'll be able to work it out without any trouble. There's just one more thing, and this is my last request. I hope you never have to lay eyes on me in this state, but if you do, I beg you to put me out of my misery. Truly yours, John. John Ada.
Maybe I'm spoiling myself, but yep, Ada Wong. And John Clemens, her boyfriend, was the one who wrote the letter.
V-Act researchers notes. There's now evidence that when the host loses consciousness, the body goes into a dormant state. During this time, the virus becomes active and rapidly transforms and reconstructs the basic composition of the body. The host eventually mutated into a humanoid creature. We call them VX. Its speed and amazing muscular development are particularly noteworthy. After transformation, it becomes more agile and aggressive. Already 4 of our researchers have died from trying to feed it, turning the place into an instant bloodbath. Ever since this tragic and barbaric accident, we have decided to call its kind Crimson Heads. That dangerous and precious prototype specimen can't be left there. We have to figure out a way to deal with it. Termination is definitely not an option. Sounds like it definitely should be. We finally decided to freeze the specimen and confine the body inside the basement of the backyard cemetery. Umbrella Corporate Computer, OS Robles, copyright Umbrella. John. Really? Your login isn't Johnny Tsunami 52? Or whenever you were born? I guess I should be happy that it's simple. I will say, Umbrella has a nice logo. Simple, yet sinister. Something tells me they weren't going for sweet. I'd like to go back to the good old days when passwords were shorter, but I'm always wishing for stuff like that. Why can't we go back to the good old days? Sound like such an old man. It wasn't even my day. It was the 90s. I wasn't born yet.
My day, when I was developed enough to form opinions and sentences, that was like 2005.
What do we have here? Sure. Oh! Hi! Facts.
Everybody's favorite word.
Sanitation Division. Attention? Manager of Sanitation. From Raccoon Disaster Contingency Committee. The contents of this fax are confidential and intended for the named addressee only. Any copying or disclosure of the contents of this fax to any third party is strictly forbidden by sender. Or what? After reading the contents of this fax, it must be destroyed immediately. We expect significant increase in the damage done by the recent T-virus outbreak than initially estimated. There are several concerns. More than half of the researchers have been infected by the T-virus and died. It has also been reported that almost all of the survivors of this accident are starting to show symptoms of the tyrant. Our secret security patrol team has also been completely eradicated. Therefore, our most secret research is in danger of public disclosure. Quick actions are demanded to prevent mass media coverage. There is a high possibility that most of the specimens are running loose inside the compound. We expect many casualties to follow. However, yet unfortunate, these casualties underscore the success of our research results. Actions must be taken to prevent our research results from being made public. We suspect the first official intervention will come from the state police and STARS. We strongly recommend taking measures against them first. Security system passcode transmission device. If you had an ammo disc, you could transmit it. But which one?
It literally doesn't matter.
Am I going crazy, or was there a second one? Hold on, I need to look this up. Ah, there's 3 MO discs. So not only was I not going crazy, there's actually one more that I need to get. But where did my second one go? I didn't use it already, did I?
Obviously not, because they're first used in the laboratory in the transmitters.
Oh, you know what it is? It probably disappeared because I decided to let Barry die.
I kind of wish that were the case, but wrong. It doesn't disappear from your inventory because one of your friends die, because only one person is trapped in the laboratory, and it's Chris. He's the only one who has a jail cell. There aren't 3 separate jail cells for your friends. Even if Barry and Chris did get their own jail cell, who would be in the third one? Everybody else is dead. But since I'm being a little mean this time around, I only used 1 ammo disc and eventually decided against saving Chris. This room was still marked as in progress for the rest of the game, but I think that's just a glitch, because there are literally 0 other items in here. A biohazard mark. It indicates the presence of biologically hazardous materials. Umbrella Bioorganic Weapon File Report. Official report. MA39 Cerberus. FI03 Neptune. MA121 Hunters. T002 Tyrant. Bioorganic Weapons Research Group. Development Staff. 8462. Still nothing to say? Jill, is there something wrong with you? You just saw Albert Wesker's face, so there's no denying it. He was a part of Umbrella. What did that thing just say? 8462. Will you take the laboratory key?
Yep, some sort of image editing equipment. Looks like you can use it to view Ken's film. Who's Ken? Oh, that's the guy whose body we saw first. Map of the laboratory. Okay.
I'm hearing sounds I don't like again. Surprisingly, nothing came out of my mouth, but I'm pretty sure I screamed in my head. These things look like grasshoppers, and my mother and I have the same, dislike of grasshoppers, shall we say? I know, all life is precious, or all life matters, or whatever. But try saying that when a bug is on your face. Joke's on you, I'm into that. Ugh. Okay, please leave the comment section.
And here we have another save room. Music and all. Are you kidding me, Jill? Yes. Running could result in a fatal explosion. So no running. This is going to take a while to get back to the room that I was just in. Especially with these loading doors. Yes, you freaking idiot. There's no power to the main elevator. Start it up. Yes. Obviously. Lab self-destruct mechanism. It's huge.
But since Barry is dead, the mansion will not be blowing up. I can't even do it manually. Why?
I had to bring Barry's Magnum, so I did. I got one healing item. It's the green herbs and the red herb, so I should be able to heal myself very well.
Wesker!
Barry's a disappointment. It's too bad he wasn't much of a poker player.
I don't see how that's relevant.
You were behind all of this.
Why didn't she come to that conclusion before?
Why eliminate stars?
Believe it or not, that's Umbrella's intention.
So having stars nosing about is an inconvenience. You're just like all the other things. A slave of Umbrella.
That's the best you could do? Things? Oh, come on, he didn't even hit you.
Hey, it's
Smart
Tyrant.
girl, but I think you misunderstand me. The things you mention are nothing. I'll burn
What?
all of them.
The
along
dialogue in this
entire
game is so
laboratory.
weird.
That will
Is it a
be
translation
my
thing?
connection With Umbrella.
What? What are you planning?
I want to show you something.
I'm gonna ruin my chance of actually murdering you and cleaning up all this evidence to show off Big Boy, potentially giving you the option to escape. Okay, to be fair, Wesker didn't know that. He's obviously enthralled by Big Boy over here. Kind of similar to how Ash was enthralled by the Xenomorph. I admire its purity. Well, Wesker obviously admires this thing. He had a hand in making it, so he didn't think that it would destroy him.
Hi. Sorry to disturb your sleep. You can go back to bed if you want.
I'll deal with you, freak.
That's just gonna make him mad.
Unfortunately, I ended up wasting a lot of time, health, and ammo trying to get out of here.
Yeah. What a pathetic way to die. He's holding something. Observation note. The discovery of the G virus was, in fact, 21 years after the administration of the primogenitor virus. The prototype parasite, which we had delivered from the laboratory in France, was administered to the sample specimen. Really? The French? The sample specimen took in the parasite without showing any signs of adverse reaction. The lack of any reaction was an unsolved mystery, but now everything is clear to me. The prototype parasite was incubating in the simple specimen body for 21 years. Then from that incubating state, the prototype suddenly mutated. Evolved may be a more appropriate word to describe it.
Like a lot of rooms in this game, I was having a hard time figuring out what I was supposed to examine or pick up.
The panel used to release the emergency light. That's what I was trying to do!
I don't know why that was so hard to find. I was literally pressing X everywhere, hoping that eventually I would land on something.
I am so sick of sweet spots.
Brad, I'm running out of fuel. If there's anyone alive, contact me now or just give me a sign.
Sure.
Will you take the signal rockets? Yeah. Do these games have to ask me every time?
Every woman for herself.
Hey, those aren't the clothes I picked.
So no self-destruct. Yep, that is a bad ending for sure.
Jill, you did a fine job.
Let's fix it.
Use the master key.
Chris!
Chris, you're okay?
Don't forget he has shotgun shells in his prison cell. For some reason.
No, we've come so far.
We can make it. Jill, ladies first.
What a gentleman.
Chris,
Would you let me have my moments too?
you made it.
It made me think there might be a boss fight there, now that I've rescued Chris, but nope. And the mansion still doesn't blow up. You still can't manually set it off. For some reason.
Same eye. That's fair.
I let Barry die, but at least I got to leave with somebody. Now I get to take a nap on his shoulder.
Camo.
She'd be looking mad fine in that outfit. Respectfully. Well, I think I can see why I hadn't played in a few years, and why I took a break for a few months. I said in the first video that it was peak, but it's got some problems, particularly when it comes to exploration and puzzles. The mansion is massive, and you only have so much inventory space that if you need another weapon or an item for puzzles, you find yourself running back and forth. And you can't always prepare yourself perfectly, which turns it into an exhausting experience. And some of the puzzles required a guide because they were just hard to understand, not unlike Silent Hill. However, when it came to basic zombies, there were scares to be found, notably due to the fixed camera angles, which should be more utilized in horror in my opinion. On the flip side, if you aren't positioned right, you may find yourself at an angle where you can't see an enemy, putting you at the disadvantage. It's still a good game overall, but not without the occasional bump in the road that's hard to ignore. With that said, I'm kind of excited to try out the original version and following entries. It might get goofy, but I'll try to enjoy it for what it is and not what I want from a horror game.